Welcome back, friends. This is your friend Eddie, and today's video I'm going to be discussing with you how I feel about my investment in Wonderland and discuss with you some of the regrets that I made with Morpheus swap. Please consider that everything in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and this is not a financial advice whatsoever. So before I start this video, I want to talk to you about Polyplay, and I will relate to Wonderland in a second. So I had money staked in Polyplay, just like Wonderland. And what happened here, you can see the crash. And apparently there was a hacker that managed to hack the staking pool and steal some of that money. He stole about 8% of the total amount. But what you can see here that the team on Polyplay, they managed to create a new contract, new code, new logo, everything from scratch in less than 48 hours. And it launched, I think, today, probably yes, today. And you can see that there is still some FUD. Although the founders are great, the team is amazing, but people are FUDding. Now, why am I talking about this now? Because when it happened to me while I'm staking in Polyplay, I was wondering what's going to happen with my money in Wonderland. Can this happen? Now, although I'm not a security guy, I don't know much about security and coding, but when you get hacked, you start to feel like unsafe. So luckily, I ran into a Zoom meeting, or was it a Twitter meeting between the Frog guy and Daniel Eseste. So who's Daniel? Daniel is the creator and founder of Wonderland and other DeFi projects. Luckily, while I was listening to that podcast, Daniel mentioned that security is a big thing for him, and he takes it seriously because he got hacked a few months ago in one of his projects. That being said, this gives me more comfort zone to stake in Wonderland. Why? First of all, there's a huge difference between somebody that got hacked and someone that never got hacked. So once you get hacked, you already know what are the best practices that you need to take to take in. Well, if you've never been hacked, you don't know what to expect. Versus, or I know how it happened. I know how to protect myself. I know how to increase my measurement, security measures, and definitely you don't want that to happen to you again. Therefore, I feel that was very good intake from that podcast. The second part is Daniel keeps mentioning that he's trying to create all these projects that can actually help him make money and therefore make us all money. So he introduces this, like the Popsicle, the Wonderland, all of these projects, and he does the background work, and he introduces to us. And having this business mentality makes me feel also very comfortable with this. The third intake that I've learned from the crypto space specifically, that once you have a leader or a team that have a track record of achievements and deliveries, they tend to keep that track record live. Meaning that if I have a name, a reputation in the DeFi space, why would I risk it by building a system or DeFi with poor coding or something that it's not going to deliver what it's claiming? It will impact the reputation for him in the future, especially if he already has a track record. So what they tend to do, they will do whatever they can, even if it costs them money, to sustain this reputation. And I can relate this to MetaPlay. I mean, if you go to their Discord or whatever, the Telegram, you're going to see that these guys are doing their best. They're putting an arm and leg, and they're working 24 hours a day, and they're not giving up. So if I calculate all of this, and I encourage you to watch or listen to the podcast with Daniel, because I'm sure you're going to have a different feel, because my personality is different than yours, and yours is different than the others. So I hope you guys listen to it and comment. Tell me, what do you think? Are you more confident now about the project? You feel strongly happy about the leadership of Daniel or not? It depends. But overall, I think it was a good podcast. Now, what are the regrets that I have? See, now that I have a security problem that was raised because of the Polyplay, although I haven't been affected because they airdropped us all the amount, the full amount was airdropped. So I'm not affected. But The impact that I'm worrying now is, okay, now I took my memos from Wonderland and staked them in Morpheus Swap. Now, I have to worry about Morpheus Swap security as well, because if they get hacked, I hope they don't, but I'm just saying it can happen. What if all my memos go away? Well, I'm not going to be able to get my time back, because for me to get my time, I need to give them the receipt, which are the memos. Therefore, I just created a second risk on myself for nothing. Even the rewards are getting less and less. So you can see here, it'll be auto compounding, and it'll be something not bad, like what, 5,000, 10,000. Who cares about the small numbers? But I've created a second risk for no reason, for a space that I'm not good at, for a space that I have no strong knowledge of. Also, when I staked it, I paid 2% deposit fee. So, generally speaking, is it worth coming and doing all of this? I don't think so. Now, this is a regret that I wish I paid attention to, and I think if you do your own research and do your own calculations and measure the risks, I don't know how you're gonna feel. Like if you are cold-blooded, you love taking risks, then sure, why not? I think you should do more research though. So that's the first regret to begin with. Now, what's the second regret? Which is actually, I blame myself for it, is instead of staking on the Morpheus, if I went to the Phantom DEX and looked for other projects, you would find Scarecrow. So Scarecrow has better APRs. Now, why? Because it's newer. So if I came in Morpheus Swap like 2 weeks ago, the APRs were bigger. Now, because this is getting a lot of attention, a lot of people are investing in it, we share the same rewards, and therefore it will drop. That's why it's dropping, because it is the same reward that is split among all of us. So maybe Scarecrow would have been a better option. You could see here it's 135 and 756 percentages. So these are the two regrets that I wish I was aware of how this game is played, but I'm jumping on this whole DeFi thing from one perspective. I want to test it out. I want to see how crazy this ride is. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, so you can learn from my mistakes. And I mean, not necessarily, if you are cold-blooded and you want to take the risk, you're going to do your own research, because maybe in a week or 2 days, these APRs will drop significantly. So make sure you do own your research and check out Phantom DEX to see which project is the best suits you. And for me, I still regret, because I just lost the 2%, because I don't feel safe. Not I'm saying Morpheus Swap has a problem. I'm saying, what if the hacker hacks this Morpheus Swap? Just leave my staked memos or time in there in Wonderland and play it very safe till I learn and pick up. I want to share with you some of the hackers and what can they do. And I want you to build your security. You have to build your security. Trust me on this. And that's why when I told you Daniel has been hacked, I like the idea that he has been hacked, because now you take your extra measures. But I want you to take your extra measures before you get hacked. You have to. So this guy, Greg, he just got hacked, and I'll explain later, but let me just play the intro.
Leave this thumbnail on the screen, and I want to assure you this is not clickbait. That face you see is probably as close as you're going to get to my real face that I had yesterday at 10:30 a.m., so about 24 hours ago, when I logged into my Planet Finance for the second or third time of the morning just to see how things were going, and found out that all of my crypto was gone. Yeah, so I don't even know how to explain the feeling. Shock, obviously.
So long story short, he's a police officer, and he's been investing in Planet Finance, and he's been in the crypto space since 2018. So he knows the risk, he knows all the hacks. So how did it happen? He doesn't know yet. However, all he could think of, that he opened his account on a public IP address, which is where he works, a police station, which is supposed to be secured, I would assume. So that's the only place where he opened his account, and that's the only strange thing he did. So considering that, I want you to build this assumption that whoever messages you, whatever email you get, whatever WhatsApp you get, whatever website you click on, you have to assume it will be a hack. And this is a scammer. So if you want to do this right, always do your extreme measures, extreme security measures. If you have an old laptop, use it, format it, then put your MetaMask in there, and that's it. You open this laptop only when you want to do a transaction, and then you log off, you lock your wallet, and then close it. That's the only way. You only use this laptop at your home. Don't use it in Starbucks. Don't use it in a restaurant. Public IP addresses are dangerous now. So that's the thing. Like you can see here, I don't have any other extension. It's only for MetaMask and only for transactions. I click on my MetaMask, guess what? It's locked. I do not keep it open. So please ensure that you are protected and be safe. We never know how they can hack you. We don't know. Like I helped a subscriber the other day. He got scammed right in front of his eyes. You know, he got a website. It's called whatever.xyz. He clicked on it and they asked him for the seed phrases. And he entered the seed phrases. You don't do that. You don't give the keys to your vault to a website or somebody on Discord, to me or anybody else. So these are security issues that I want you to understand that you have to before it's late. Just like Polyplay, just like with Daniel, just like with me, I've been hacked. Disappears in a blink of an eye. So I want you to watch that video because I want you to understand that. So please consider this because I want you to be protected and I want you to be safe. I don't want you to be like Greg where he regrets the 3 years savings that he's been working on. You'll be next if you don't protect yourself. That's a fact. They're getting smarter. He doesn't know. He did not do anything wrong. All he can think of is going on an IP address. So it's just getting crazier and crazier. So please stay safe and watch some of my videos. You can watch others' videos and learn and pick up security. Like, hey, I'm not going to trust anybody. Please do that. As for now, if you're wondering, the Morpheus swap, because I already lost 2% the deposit fee, I'm going to let it run for a few days and then I'm going to unstake it and take the morphs and stake them here. And I will unwrap my memos and send them back to Wonderland. And that's my plan. Should you do what I'm doing? No. You have to do your own research. You have to see, like, is Scarecrow is going to be there? Is it still have APRs? Is it worth risking or creating a second risk by staking on a second pool? That's up to you. For me, for now, for my status today, I don't feel comfortable doing that. That's why I want to go back, take everything back to Wonderland and let it grow there. Hopefully it's going to make us some rewards and wealth, and that's about it. I don't need to take this extra risk. I know people will say, hey, why did you, like, this is, I'm sharing my journey. I'm sharing it with full transparency, with what actions I will be taking and everything that I know. So I'm just learning this as I go. And I think I should have stayed with Wonderland from the beginning because this is a totally different journey. And I don't see it's worth it really at this moment, or at least for me. So please consider your own status while evaluating this, because I'm sharing my own status and my personal feeling about this. So it's not a financial advice. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. I hope you guys like this video. Tell me what you guys think. I'm gonna leave a link for the podcast with Daniel, and I'm gonna leave the link for Greg's being scammed, so you can watch them, learn from these two. I highly encourage you to watch the whole thing with Daniel because you understand that the leadership is important in these projects. The vision is really important in these projects. The legacy and the track of record is really important. All of these kind of add up. And that's why I'm more confident now about Wonderland probably than any other project. Although I haven't researched much, except that I know Ohm is pretty good as well. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells. And tell me what you guys think about the interview with Daniel. What's your assessment on that? All right, we'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Take care.